residents.
Go for it.
Thank you, Governor. What is your message to some of the residents of Brownsville who are worried that there could be some side effects to these laws that could lead to profiling or improper detention of law-abiding citizens and their loved ones?
So one thing that officers understand, and that is it's wrong to profile. The goal of these laws is to make sure that when they see somebody crossing over the border, as the National Guard see, as the Texas Department of Public Safety see, they know that they're not profiling. They are seeing with their own eyes people who are violating the law, and now they're going to have the ability to arrest them and prosecute them, make them subject to jail, make them subject to being sent back, and then make them subject to even greater penalties if they dare come into Texas a second time. So the only thing we are doing by this law is making sure that our law enforcement have the tools they need to actually take action against those who are actually coming across the border illegally.
Governor, every day there's about 10,000 people that come over the border. How many arrests are you expecting under this program? And what is your message to someone who came over last year to be working in a kitchen in Houston? What is your message to that person?
So we anticipate with SB 4 that cracks down on illegal entry, that should reduce the number of people coming across the border. We've already seen.
How many will you arrest every day?
Well, let me finish this, and I'll try to more fully answer your question. If you talk to Mike Banks or talk to General Seltzer, one thing they can tell you is that because of the actions that we've already taken, Texas, which used to be #1 for illegal crossings, now has been displaced by Arizona, which is #1 for illegal crossings. My point is that actions and deterrence work in causing the migrants to go elsewhere. With SB 4, the consequences of it are so extreme that the people being smuggled by the cartels, they will not want to be coming into the state of Texas. The cartels will not want to be coming into the state of Texas. And so we expect a dramatic drop, well over 50%, maybe 75% of the people coming across the border illegally will stop entering through the state of Texas. And where the cartels may take them after that, I have no idea.
What about someone who's already here who came in last year and into Texas now? What's your message to that?
The personnel that are focused on the mission of SB 4 are in the border region. That said, there are cases that will expand beyond that. As an example, you'll have people across the border illegally. They'll get into a vehicle. There will be a smuggler driving them. It could be a San Antonio, it could be at Houston, it could be wherever they're going. And there is a lawful way now that law enforcement has where they can trace down that car and arrest the smuggler as well as arrest those that came across the border illegally.
Governor, are you trying to overturn Arizona versus the United States?
We believe this law has been crafted in a way that can and should be upheld by the courts on its own without having to overturn the Arizona case. That said, it does open up the possibility for the Supreme Court to reconsider the Arizona case, remembering that Justice Scalia wrote a dissenting opinion in that case, pretty much laying out a pathway that he thought would be a legal way for a state to go about the process of enforcing immigration laws. So again, we think that Texas already has the constitutional authority to do this, but we also welcome a Supreme Court decision that would overturn the precedent set in the Arizona case. I'll let her follow up. Say it again.
Be a training for police officers because the bill does not appropriate money to train police officers, and at least one union in Texas is very concerned that police officers are not going to be prepared to enforce the law. How do you plan to train police officers to make sure that they can enforce the law in Texas?
So a police officer, a law enforcement officer, does not get to take duty on the streets without being trained. Training is a core component of someone who gets the badge and gets the responsibility to patrol the streets.
Will they not arrest continue? And what about these arrests, these trespassing arrests, make you feel that it is a successful strategy to keep implementing?
So we believe that trespassing arrest. So you're talking about the trespassing arrest, not this. It's hard to say whether or not the trespassing arrest will continue with the effectiveness of SB4. SB4 may replace the arrest for trespass. That said, it's very important to understand anyone trespassing can still be subject to arrest, and so both can work together at the same time. It's just that with regard to SB4, especially for those who are caught in act crossing the border illegally, it seems like the tools in SB4 are stronger, especially as it concerns setting the precedent for a repeat offender who could wind up behind bars for 20 years.
We have time for one more question, guys.
What will happen? Mexico has said they likely would not accept the migrants Texas wants to send back. What will happen to that case?
What would happen if Texas doesn't accept the migrants that Mexico sends to Texas?
But the law is expulsing them.
Exactly. So, listen, we're a border and it goes both ways. Mexico can stop all of this. Mexico actually is a cause of part of this. Why is Mexico allowing so many illegal immigrants into their country and then fast-tracking them to the state of Texas? What Lopez Obrador has done is reprehensible, subjecting thousands upon thousands of people to torture, to rape, to assault, to even death. And he just fast-tracks them to the state of Texas and thinks he can condemn Texas because of it? That's outrageous. He needs to understand that he is a large reason for the migration problem that we have in the United States of America.
Well,
and
what will happen to the migrants that are trying to be sent back?
We're going to send them right back to Mexico.
How can
Great, thank you, everyone.